Great drill for this is pulling on a lane line. Absolutely not, I'm just kidding. Don't pull on a lane line. If you ask Eric Pearsall or Matt Greers, I'm sure they're like, yeah man, pull on a lane line. But again, backstrokers are like that. They always find the easiest way. But okay, let's talk about backstroke for a second. I always say that the best swim coaches are the best thieves, and I stole this from a clinic that I was doing. I was actually there teaching breaststroke, of course, and then I learned this from backstroke. And one of the things that I found is that when you're working with little kids, if you can find a tangible piece of equipment or anything like that to help the kid have the sensation outside of the water, they tend to get it a lot faster in the water. So if you're having kids in the water technically where you keep telling them to grab the water or do something different and they're not seeing it, a lot of times if you get them out of the water and give them something tangible to put in their hand or equipment, be creative with a lot of the products that you have around the pool deck, and you'd be surprised at how fast, if they get the feeling outside of the water, they tend to implement it a lot faster in the water. So when we're talking about backstroke, a lot of swimmers, especially younger, will they'll overextend their hand here. They kind of get behind their head, and then they kind of scoop the water down and then push through. And if you pull up some underwater video of the Olympics this past summer, where you're watching a lot of our backstrokers, you're noticing that their hand is going in the water, and then they're really staying on the same track as they push all the way down through the water. And there's not this like big scoop down and then press through up top, which is kind of the way I was taught as a kid, which was like that kind of S pull down through. And now what we're noticing is that hand is attaching to the top here, keeping that wrist mentality, or maintaining that wrist with the forearm, and then driving the hand all the way down through. Great drill for this is pulling on a lane line. Absolutely not, I'm just kidding. Don't pull on a lane line. If you ask Eric Pearsall or Matt Greers, I'm sure they're like, yeah man, pull on a lane line. But again, backstrokers are like that. They always find the easiest way. But I'm gonna use this great Speedo board here. Again, this is something that I stole from another coach. And what I like about this is you kind of take this notch of the board right here and kind of put it in that joint of the elbow, okay, and have the kid kind of put their hand over the top of the board. Again, this is totally out of the water. If you notice them doing this in the water, pull them out of the water, get them engaged in what you're doing, show the investment of you trying to work with them. Grab the board like this, and you're gonna say, if you just keep pressure on the board up here like this, right, and their hands here, and you just say, okay, manipulate their body to where they're like this, okay, now their hand is here, they're feeling the pressure from the elbow to the hand from that board, and then you just say, take that board and slam it all the way down to the ground. Because you want them to feel that pressure, not just from their hand. Their mentality is I just got to use my hands or just my feet. You want them to feel that whole forearm. And what I found is that board up there and that notch in their elbow, they're going to be able to hold that elbow there and then press that board all the way down to the ground. This is a very simple mentality. Again, pulling them out of the water. Once they feel it, man, they get it immediately, and it's really cool to watch. So again, get that notch right there in that elbow, okay? Keep the pressure. You as the coach, keep the pressure of the hand underneath that board, and then have them press their hand all the way down. But what you'll notice is their body will be in a certain position, and you got to move their body to where they're, okay, now feeling that board all the way down. And what you'll do is you'll get them out of that S pull and more into that drive of the hand all the way down. And it's been a great little drill for me. Again, pull these kids out of the water, get them engaged, give them something tangible, and I promise their technique will go up.